Weather News Bulletin. Wave Gabrielle and a cooling trend in the U.S. Good day, and thank you for tuning in to today's Weather News Bulletin. We've stepped into the first days of September 2025, a time widely regarded as the peak of the Atlantic hurricane season, and also a critical turning point in North America's climate, as summer fades and autumn officially begins. But instead of the usual calm transition, this week's weather picture is particularly dynamic with two main highlights. First, a new tropical wave emerging in the Atlantic's main development region, the cradle of many powerful storms, with a high chance of becoming the next named storm, Gabrielle. And second, a refreshing push of cooler air from the north sweeping into much of the continental United States, bringing a major shift in temperatures after days of late summer heat. In today's bulletin, we'll break down both developments, what we know, what remains uncertain, and what the latest forecast models are suggesting. At the end, we'll provide a short-term outlook to help you prepare for daily life and work. Let's begin over the Atlantic. A new tropical wave has emerged off the coast of West Africa, moving into the MDR, the main development region for Atlantic tropical cyclones. This is the same region where some of history's strongest and most dangerous hurricanes have been born. Satellite imagery in recent days shows clusters of thunderstorms still scattered, with the circulation center not yet well aligned with deep convection. But this is a typical early stage. Many past hurricanes also began with a messy structure before tightening up into a well-defined cyclone. According to the U.S. National Hurricane Center, NHC, the probability of this wave developing into a tropical depression or tropical storm within the next 7 days has been raised to 60%. Should it organize, it will be named Gabrielle, the next storm on the 2025 Atlantic list. Notably, the system is moving slowly. A slow pace often allows more time for consolidation, but also carries the risk of staying at low latitude too long, which could push it westward toward the Lesser Antilles or even the Caribbean. It's important to stress, at this stage, we do not know for sure where the system will go or how strong it may become. The question, will it make landfall, remains unanswered. What is clear is that the MDR environment this week is supportive, and the odds of Gabrielle forming are high. Looking at the forecast models, the ECMWF Euro model, typically conservative, suggests slow development with the system holding a lower latitude for several more days before drifting northwest. In this scenario, it strengthens gradually and may curve out into the Atlantic, avoiding land. The USGFS model shows faster intensification. It indicates the wave could reach tropical depression or storm status by this weekend. If that happens, Gabrielle could form sooner, and stronger storms often seek latitude, turning northward, reducing risk for the Antilles but raising the chance of nearing Bermuda. The German ICON and Canadian CMC show a middle ground path, moderate strengthening. A northwest drift after 5 to 7 days. Not extreme in intensity but still significant. Ensemble runs, models tested under varied initial conditions, show most outcomes curving Gabrielle away into open water after 7 to 10 days. Yet, a small minority keep it at low latitude, closer to the Caribbean. These risk tails mean meteorologists cannot fully rule out land impacts. So, to summarize, most scenarios suggest Gabrielle, if it forms, will curve away from land. But the Caribbean remains a possible risk zone. Models are not final forecasts, they're scenarios. The key will be watching for a defined center of circulation in the next 48 to 72 hours. Common questions. Answered. Will it definitely become a hurricane? Not certain, but the probability is high. Will it make landfall? Unknown at this point. When will we know more? Likely within 2 to 3 days. Once the center consolidates, what should people do? Have basic preparedness ready. No panic, but don't be complacent. Meanwhile, on U.S. soil, a new weather chapter unfolds. A push of cooler air from Canada is on its way. Early September often signals seasonal change, but this year the shift is sharper. CPC temperature anomaly maps highlight broad areas of blue stretching from the Great Lakes through the Ohio Valley into the Northeast, indicating high odds of below-average temperatures. Compared with earlier forecasts, there are adjustments. Initially, models suggested the cold front would plunge deep into the south, but now the dip looks shallower. That means the north and northeast will feel the crisp change, while the deep south stays hot. This cool spell may arrive in two waves. The first midweek, cooling much of the northern tier. Then a reinforcing front by the weekend could deepen the chill, especially across the Midwest and Great Lakes. Places like Kansas and Oklahoma could see departures 18 to 25 degrees Fahrenheit below average. Meanwhile, the southeast remains in the upper 80s to mid-90s. Real-world impacts. Northern states will enjoy crisp mornings and comfortable afternoons, a welcome relief. College football games across the Midwest and Northeast could be played under refreshingly cool skies. In the deep south, residents must still deal with lingering heat, staying hydrated and protected from the sun. Agriculture. No frost threat yet, but frontal rains could improve soil moisture for crops. The west. Extreme heat is easing, though wildfire danger persists in dry mountain areas. Today's national snapshot. Upper Midwest and Northern Plains, thunderstorms along the front with rain, gusty winds, and lightning. Southwest, Arizona, Southern California, monsoon rains with flash flood risk in desert cities. Southeast, afternoon and evening thunderstorms, plus added showers along the Gulf Coast from a weak offshore disturbance. West, some lingering heat and fire alerts, though gradually moderating. Northeast, pleasant under high pressure, with only isolated showers near the coast and New England. In closing, two key highlights from today's bulletin. A tropical wave in the MDR with high odds of becoming Gabrielle. A cool push of air reshaping U.S. weather patterns this week. The takeaway: stay alert, stay informed, but don't overreact. The next 48 to 72 hours will be critical in determining Gabrielle's path and intensity, as well as the extent of the U.S. cool down. We urge Atlantic coastal residents to keep preparedness plans ready and follow NHC updates closely. For Americans, prepare for weekend weather changes, crisp air in the north, lingering heat in the south, and gradual relief in the west. If you find this bulletin helpful, please consider subscribing, liking, and sharing. If you have prayer requests or personal thoughts to share, leave them in the comments. We and thousands of viewers will join together in support. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next update with new signals on Gabrielle and the evolving early autumn climate picture.